Imagine a world where kindness had almost completely disappeared, where violence was the norm, where corruption had spread so deeply into the hearts of men and women that it was hard to find even a trace of goodness left. The Bible tells us that God looked down at the earth he had lovingly created, and his heart was grieved. The very people he had made in his own image had turned far from everything good. But before he acted, he looked for someone worth saving, and he found one. In the middle of all that darkness, there was one man who stood apart. His name was Noah. He was righteous, blameless among the people of his time. And most importantly, Noah walked with God. Not perfectly, not without struggle, but faithfully. Day after day, in a world that had forgotten God entirely, Noah kept walking with him. And one day, God spoke to Noah directly. He told him a great flood was coming to wash away the corruption of the earth. But Noah and his family would be spared, and God gave him an assignment. Build an ark. The dimensions were enormous, roughly the length of 1.5 football fields, multiple stories high, big enough to carry Noah's family and 2 of every kind of animal on earth. There was just one problem. There was no flood. There was no rain. There wasn't even a cloud in the sky. And yet, Noah did everything exactly as God commanded. He simply believed, and he picked up his tools and got to work. Year after year, Noah and his sons built this enormous structure, cutting timber, sealing it with pitch. People must have laughed, mocked him. What kind of man builds a boat with no water in sight? A man who trusts God more than what his eyes can see. And when the ark was finally complete, something remarkable began to happen. The animals came, 2 by 2, walking, crawling, flying toward the ark, as if guided by an invisible hand. Because they were. Noah's family boarded the ark. 8 people in total. The animals settled in. And then, God closed the door. Not Noah, God. The moment of safety was in his hands alone. And then, it began to rain. The fountains of the deep burst open, and the floodgates of the heavens were unleashed. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The water rose and rose until even the highest mountains were submerged. Inside, a floating wooden vessel in a vast, silent ocean. No engine, no sail, just a box of wood, sealed by God. For 150 days, the water covered the earth, and then God remembered Noah. Those 3 words are among the most beautiful in all of Scripture. He turned his full attention toward Noah and acted on his behalf. God sent a wind across the waters. Slowly, the floodwaters receded. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Noah sent out a dove. It returned with an olive branch in its beak. New life. He waited 7 more days and sent it again. This time, it did not return. The earth was drying. When God told Noah it was time to leave the ark, Noah stepped onto ground that was clean and new. And the first thing he did, before anything else, was build an altar and worship. And God responded with a promise. He would never again destroy the earth with a flood. As a sign, he placed a rainbow in the sky, a covenant, a reminder that after judgment comes mercy, that after the storm, there is always a new beginning. Noah didn't build the ark because the flood had already started. He built it because God said it was coming. That is faith, acting on what you believe before you have visible proof. No matter how dark the world looks, there is always a door open for those who are willing to walk with God. Just like Noah did.